about Call of Duty Infinite dislike. Yes, that's a joke going around the internet these days, so I might as well just take it because, plagiarism's a thing. So here's the thing about it is that Call of Duty Infinite Warfare and Battlefield 1, they pretty much got released this week, and everybody's kind of talking about these trailers, or particularly just one, in a good way at least, is that, Battlefield kind of won this thing, because if you're saying Call of Duty 1, let's be real here, you probably need a head case evaluation, because they didn't, just in general. Now, overall, the thing about Battlefield 1, let's kind of analyze these trailers just very quickly, is that essentially Battlefield 1 got you hyped, it got you interested, and really got you wanting to know what the fuck is going to happen in this game. You want to play that shit right there and there. Where Infinite Warfare, everybody's reaction was essentially the same. I don't care if you're Sony, Nintendo, whatever it may be, all races, all shapes, all sizes came in from around the world to just say, fuck you, Activision, and fuck you your futuristic shit. The thing about it was that it didn't get you hyped at all. It didn't leave an impression on you at all, except just like a sour taste in your mouth. Because I watched the trailer for Infinite Warfare, and I just watched it, and I just felt like, that's forgettable. When your most memorable part about this entire shit is just like the remastered after, then that's a sad thing. Honestly, for me personally, I feel like they should just remove this completely, because the dislikes are just too much, and people are just hating on it in every video. It's over, I think close to 1 million dislikes. I'm not even fucking joking. If you add all the dislikes together, it's over close to 1 million. So you take out that from the November or October time slot, just put the remaster there. I honestly feel like that would be the best thing they can possibly do right now. Is just put a remaster there and just kind of work on some shit. Because I feel like that would be the best option just in general. The thing about it just kind of felt forgettable, and you really didn't remember anything about it. As I said, the most memorable thing is probably the song. It was a pretty decent cover, by Bowie, whatever. Bowie cover, whatever it may be. I thought that was pretty solid. The thing about it was, though, even though you may or may not like DICE or EA or whatever it may be, let's look at DICE. They actually listen to the fans. Whether you like them or not, pardon the EA or even, they actually managed to listen to people. They saw what Hardline did, and Hardline fucking sucked. It was boring. No one cared for it. Whether it be an experiment or not, it didn't do well. So therefore, they realized that the fans don't want this. Maybe we should listen to fans. Maybe we should look at some forums, or maybe we should read the comments. And they actually read the comments, and therefore we actually got what we wanted, and that's why we got excited. When you give the fans what they want, we get hyped as fuck. Cause I said this yesterday, we get hyped as fuck. When you don't give us what we want, we hit the dislike button on Infinite Warfare. That's what we do. Just in general, Activision is not listening to the fans. DICE actually listen to people. Activision is essentially like this. Picture this, right? You ever seen Wayne's World 2 where Garth and Wayne go to the radio station guy, and he's just constantly saying, We're Wayne and Garth. Everybody's Wayne and Garth, and the radio station guy is Activision. That's just that simple. The funny thing about this is essentially that people say that you should go into the future, right? You shouldn't look into the past. You should move forward to the future. That's the funny shit about us gamers, is that sometimes we want a little nostalgia. Sometimes we want what we want. You can't change the future just in general. Because you look at it like this. No one wanted the future shit. We wanted the past. I'm talking about way past. Not fucking the shitty primal past, but a decent enough past. We don't want the future. So fuck that shit. Just in general. That feels like old school shooter type. The thing about it is, though, nobody wanted the future shit because, as I said before, you get burnt out. That shit is not exciting. That's not what the fan base was. That's not what you grew up with. Now, granted, I know you got to grow. Sometimes you got to develop. But you got to realize that nobody wants it. If your fan base doesn't want it, why would you try to disappoint your fan base? Essentially, I know a lot of people have said that the new fan base is pretty much kids trying to act like they're badasses, cursing out people online, and just kind of like dads that only have an hour to play. And that's granted, you gotta appeal to everybody, but when the majority says, fuck you, I don't want the future, I want the past, nigga. That's what you want, so just give it to them. What's the point? But then a lot of people got to realize the best way to kind of shut this shit down, to make it not happen at all, is to simply do this, right? A lot of fans don't understand that you have the power, and this is not some cliche, preachy bullshit. You literally do have the power. If you say, no, I'm not buying this shit this year at all, and you actually stuck to that shit and not just make a cliche in all these Call of Duty comment sections, then you can actually stop this shit from getting made, and you'd be like, yeah, I'm not buying this. And if a whole bunch of people decide to not actually pay for this shit, then therefore that shit is not going to succeed. Therefore, Activision gets it in their head and be like, Great Scott, we were wrong. Because as soon as that trailer dropped for Battlefield 1, if they didn't think, yeah, we fucked up bad, then I don't know, then they'll never get it. If this backlash doesn't understand or get it in their head that they don't understand this, then they'll never get it just in general. Now, overall, I would have to say that, like I said, you fans have the power. But then again, sometimes companies listen to people. You get a game that you probably never would have thought actually would have got a sequel, and you actually get it. Last Guardian, fans, Sony listened to fans, bam, we got it. Now, granted, there are some cases where nobody wanted a game, but for some reason we still got it. For example, Shaq Fu 2. Why is Shaq Fu 2 here? I don't know. Now, overall, I would say that Battlefield 1 clearly won this thing because they actually managed to listen to people. They put a poll up on their fucking video. You could go right now and click on your favorite part of the video. I clicked on probably like the aerial assaults. I thought that was pretty cool. But the thing is, those actually looked quite good. On Call of Duty shit, they're not asking for no fucking poll. They don't give a shit about what you think. At the end of the day, this is a business, and they are mainly in it for money. And granted, every company's in it for money. If without money, we wouldn't be making these games. But essentially, first kind of comes the fans that eventually cash in their money to give you your check. Now, granted, I want this shit to fail. And I know that's a bad thing to say. I know it's really tough and it's very bad to hear. But you have to make this shit fail because they're never going to get it in their head. And I know people have their families or whatever it may be. Then fuck that because they already got paid, right? They already got paid for the lazy work. Now, people talking about the graphics or whatever it may be, like I said, is that the Battlefield developers kind of taking jabs at Call of Duty is rightfully deserved because I think they actually will take over this year by far. But like I said, you have to just kind of get in your head. Don't buy the game. You really have to not buy this game. And I'm not forcing you to do it or whatever. I'm just guy in a hat, right? It's just that you have to not buy this game. Otherwise, you're going to get the same shit every year. It's just that simple. I don't know why Ubisoft and Activision do it, but they just do it because that's what it is. They don't give a fuck about you people. They give a fuck about your wallets. And essentially, if you keep on paying for it, they'll keep on making it because they'll think you'll like it. It's just that simple. Now, overall, that's just kind of my thoughts on this. Who wins is Battlefield because they actually listen to people. Whether the game be good or not, whether live up to hype or whatever it may be, hype is not necessarily a bad thing as long as the game is actually quite good or solid. Hype is only bad if the game is bland as fuck and it's just not interesting, like Watch Dogs or whatever it may be. Call of Duty delivers on a hype, and I know sometimes that may or may not get you to buy a game even when you say you're not going to buy it. I get it. Hype sometimes fucks over your mind. But just listen to yourself and just be like, this is not good. This is not what I want. Everybody hates this shit. When you have everybody from Sony and Nintendo and PlayStation or Sony, Xbox and Nintendo, whatever it may be, coming together and saying, we hate this shit, then that's a big problem because that's just as simple as that. So what do I say wins? What's better? There ain't no fucking competition. Call of Duty loses. Duh. But yeah, if you agree with what I said or if you even managed to make it to this end of this video because it's kind of long, then comment, subscribe, and like. I'm Chris Smith, and I'm signing out.